So, some would say that the gaming world is healing. I like to say, no, it's not. It's not. So DragonAge, the Veilguard, director Corinne Busche, gone. Rumored closure of Edmonton studios, missing sales targets by 85%. So, let me just say this. If you enjoy DragonAge, the Veilguard, that's great. I'm glad you liked it. But most people didn't. In fact, the majority didn't. There was 30,000 refunds in just a couple of days. That totaled to about $2 million worth of profit lost. It took 2 months just to get them up to the 1 million mark of sales. And even then, the game that took maybe 350,000 to 400, or not thousand, 350 million to 400 million to make, plus marketing, which probably 700 or so total, 700 million total, it barely made back 100 million. So this game was not a success. It was not a financial blowout. Like, oh my God, look at all this. No, it was a failure. If you enjoyed it, great. But don't sit here and try to tell me that it was a success, because it wasn't. I wish we could just go back to the day where games were good and not every single game had to have a political message in them. But nowadays, we get characters like this. We get characters like this. Tosh, who their whole thing is, I'm non-binary. Oh, you need to respect my identity, while she respects no one else's. Because that's the way those people think. They demand that you respect them when they don't realize that respect is earned. You don't demand it. So while Tosh is saying, oh, you need to, I demand that you respect my identity, she doesn't respect anyone else's. Self-insert and a reflection of the people writing these characters. Are all the people who are like that? No. LGBTQ plus community, not everyone is like that. Obviously, we're not fucking stupid. But the people writing characters like this, they're the ones that demand that you use their pronouns. They're the ones who demand that you refer to them as however, without respecting anyone else. And it's people like these, like Corinne Busche and anyone else, they're the reasons why video games aren't good anymore. Because they're more worried about self-inserts and pushing a message, holding your hand, treating you like you're stupid when it comes to messages where you can have a message but not have it be in right in your face like they do here. Like back in the day, you could have a message about racism, but it's not down your throat. Nowadays, it's, oh guys, guess what? This story's about racism. See, they're experiencing a racism right now, and racism is bad, so you shouldn't do a racism because it's bad. Instead of letting you experience the story and read between the lines and pick up on the context, no, they've got to come out right out and say it. And that sacrifices good, at the sacrifice of good storytelling. So they're sacrificing good storytelling and good character development for these ham-fisted messages because they think you're fucking stupid. They think that gamers who are capable of solving complex puzzles in games, they think you're fucking stupid. And that you can't pick up that racism is bad. In a development that has sent ripples through the industry, Corinne Busche, game director of DragonAge, the Veilguard, has left BioWare. We are over here with Grums. And you have people... sweet baby Jesus. Okay, there might be hope yet for... No. Doesn't solve anything. The entire team is DEI hires and angry feminists, LGBT, and trans. Yeah, so one person leaving. We have JT with the world. Gaming world is healing slowly. No, it's not. So pretty much the end of BioWare, which is sad as fuck. Not really. I mean, they've had a good run, but this is what happens when you sacrifice good gaming for politics. As a great man once said, everything woke turns to shit. And we prove it, it just proves every single day. Every game that came out in 2024 that had a political ham-fisted political message failed. People are tired of having this shit shoved down their throats. We just want good games where after a long day of work or whatever, we can escape to a realm, to an alternate reality where we don't have to be preached to. But these companies don't seem to understand that. They don't seem to understand that we're not calling for no diversity. We're calling for better diversity, better written characters, whether it be trans or black or women. You know, the girl boss trope, is people are tired of it. The loud, sassy black woman, people are tired of it. The effeminate, flamboyant gay man, people are tired of it. They're always stereotypes, they're never well written, and it's not a true reflection of how the world actually is. Not every gay man is flamboyant. Not every black woman is loud and sassy. But yet this is how these people keep writing these characters. So they want to call for diversity and representation, write better characters that are actually a reflection of the world instead of fucking stereotypes. But no, we're called the phobes, this, and isms here. Not the writers, the overly paid writing staff that see you as a fucking stereotype. No, the people calling it out. Keep sucking the fucking corporate dick. Tell me how great it tastes, because you seem to be taking a lot of it. Because these people are never held accountable, and instead people are just like, leave big company alone, you fucking phobe. Grumman Smash JT shared details from an internal email later verified by a source with EA, where Busche announced leaving BioWare to pursue new projects. Busche frames the departure as voluntary, but it's certainly possible that the studio stepped in and forced this. Following the underwhelmed performance of the Veilguard, which fell short of sales expectations by a reported 85%. Again, if you enjoyed the game, great, but the game was a failure. It didn't make back anything. It didn't even break even. It didn't even break even. It was a failure in every sense of the word. So if you enjoyed it, great. I'm glad. I don't need you to say, I don't know what you're talking about, John. This game was great. Well, great. I'm glad you enjoyed it. But you liking it clearly didn't make it a success. Now, did it? Reported 85% and received harsh criticism. The leadership change is viewed by some as a move to stabilize the faltering studio, which is not going to work. Hey all, hard to believe I'm writing these words, but here it goes. It's time for me to say goodbye. Today is my last day at BioWare and EA. After so much contemplation, I've decided to pursue a new challenge, a new project. Doing what I love most, making RPGs. Yeah, It wasn't an easy decision. As I mean it when I say I love BioWare and the DragonAge team and what we've accomplished. What have you accomplished? A game that is like universally despised? My time with all of you has been the highlight of my career. I want to offer my personal thanks to each of you for your trust, your companionship, and the many ways on which you've inspired me and helped me grow. I'll be eagerly waiting to see what great experiences you create next. And as a fan, I'll be rooting for you. If I can leave you with any advice, it is this. We all know making games is hard. It's part of why we do it. Do what? You're not making games. You're not. Games are meant to be fun. What you make is not fun. Instead, you gotta go for fucking, 30 plus hours listening to some blue bitch complain about how no one respects her identity. You don't know what it's like to not be comfortable with who you are. Yeah, that's fun. That's fun. But making games is also about people and the reliance we have on one another. So take the time to celebrate the wins and lift each other up. The challenge and the work will always be there, but the moments we have with each other are precious and few. Let's stay in touch. Yeah, let's not. Let's not. Inquisition on whistleblower and positive toxicity. Hey Jeff, Corinne is indeed gone. The current rumors that they will announce the closure of BioWare Edmonton sometime around February, just before the Electronic Arts Town Hall. Basically, when EA talks about what has been going on for the last fiscal quarter and what's next. Blah blah blah. Her account was deactivated. According to Smash JT's EA source, BioWare Edmonton's closure is rumored to be announced before EA's. Okay, we just read that. DragonAge the Veilguard has been a focal point of BioWare's struggle, selling under 1.5 million copies. So let's bust out the old quackulator. All right, so keep in mind, again, I said it was about 350, 400 million for the game, or to make the game, and maybe like they said a total about 700 million is what they would need to make. So we'll say, what is it? 1.5 million. Oh wait, no, 5 million times about what, $70, or say $70 for base game, $70. 700 million is what they would need. Does that look like a success? But John, I love the game. I enjoyed it. Great. I'm glad you enjoyed it. From a business financial standpoint, does that look like it was a success? Not even close to breaking even, which would have to be $700 million. Does that look like a success? Again, there was 30,000 refunds in just a couple days. Not even a week passed, there was 30,000 refunds. But keep telling me the game was a success. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I truly, if you enjoyed the game, I truly am happy you enjoyed it. But do not sit here and tell me that the game was a success, because it wasn't. So 10 million just to projected 10 million. So let's just go with 10 million times 70. What'd I tell you? $700 million. So tell me, does that 100 million seem like a lot now? Development period, dwindling player base down 90% within 2 months reflects widespread dissatisfaction. Gee, can't imagine why. Critics have pointed to a combination of creative missteps and an increased focus on corporate DEI initiatives over core gameplay values as reason for the studio's decline. Yeah, that's what happens when you try to push a political agenda rather than just making a game that's fun. Again, if there's some games that are political and whatever. But the fact is, almost everything that comes out now, or at least 2024, every game that came out has some kind of political messaging to it, some DEI crap, and that's why it failed. People are tired of having that shit in their face. Whether it be movies, games, comic books, TV shows, it is everywhere. You cannot escape it, and all this stuff is supposed to be an escape from reality. You don't want to go from the real world being preached to and told that, oh, you're a white man, you're the source of all evil, to going in game being told, because you're a white man, you're the source of all evil. Games are supposed to be fun. They're supposed to be an escape, not a method to preach even more to people. Pulling a bomb. BioWare was once a studio that celebrated creativity and pushing the envelope, but under Bushe's leadership, DragonAge went from a dark fantasy epic to a sloppily written cartoonish gender politics lesson, complete with mandatory pronoun selection and even the opportunity to add top surgery scars to the player character. In a medieval fantasy action RPG experience, what do you prefer to choose between? Yeah, there's another game coming out where it's going to be body type A, and World of Warcraft stuff like that, they've already done that, where it's no longer male, female, it's body type A and body type B. But, and this is something that's open to everyone. And there is whopping 88%. 88%. This is on Twitter where anyone can go, whoever sees it, they can vote on this thing. 88%. Mass Effect, people are regretting to hear that it's coming out and just fearing that. But is anyone surprised? This is what happens when you choose diversity, equity, inclusion, and stereotypical characters and terrible storytelling over making fun games. You end up like this. You end up like this. But sure, keep telling me that the game was a success. Keep telling me that this is what the modern audience wants. Keep telling me that. No one's surprised by this. Every one of us had said this was going to fucking happen. Everyone else called us conspiracy theorists and haters. And here we go. Here we go. Exactly what we said was going to happen is happening. But what do we know? It's not like we see trends or anything and base opinions and statements on that. No, we're just crazy. We're just crazy. Anyway, I know you guys are all shocked. I can see everyone's got that shocked Pikachu face. Like, who saw this coming? Seriously. Anyway, that's going to do for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.